Hello all, welcome back to my garage. Today we are not going to work on the Sun Microsystems machine. I honestly needed a bit of break from that, so I am doing something different today. You see, today I went out to a pretty cool place in Seattle called REPC, or REPC if you prefer. And essentially what they do is they take old school or new school computers and, well, they just sell them basically. I think they have a recycling program, but I don't actually recycle them, question mark. They put them out for sale after wiping them and all that crap. But they've got individual parts as well, and they sell for pretty cheap, usually. I mean, cheaper than what you get online. Like here is this tested and apparently working 80 gig IDE drive. Here's a Sound Blaster card for 30 bucks. A little on the pricey side, but look on eBay and you'll understand why I got it. There's also like this, there's just a bin of AGP graphics cards out there, untested for $2.95 a pop. Let me say it again, $2.95 for an untested AGP GPU. I mean, yeah, untested, but like, I bought 5 of them. One of them's gotta work, right? Let's take a look. So here I've got my test bench. This is, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, a Celeron 850 megahertz board with 1 gig of RAM. And it's got everything I need except ISA. This is an ISA card. I can't test that in here. Oh well. I'm pretty sure it works given the fact that it says tested working. You know. But either way. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to open this hard drive and install a copy of probably Windows XP, I think. Got a copy of it around here somewhere. And yeah, then we're gonna get to testing all the GPUs. All right, starting with which one I first grabbed out of the box. We have, let's see here, what is this? A Rage Pro Turbo AGP. I don't really know how powerful this card is, given the fact that one of its AGP connector things is not even filled with contacts. I would assume it's meant to be a low-powered card. I just gotta say this, in every video I use this motherboard in, that's an AGP Pro slot. You gotta plug your regular AGP Pro cards from this part forward. This little notch, if you plug it in, it's gonna fry your card pretty bad. Oh, it looks like we've got some bent pins on this card right here. That's not a huge issue because they all seem to be for some weird upgrade. I never get upgrades for these cards, so it doesn't really matter to me, but, you know. Any hoozle. I'm gonna get a keyboard real quick. Alright. CD drive came alive. Same with the hard drive. And those beeps don't sound happy. I don't think you can hear them through my mic, but those are not happy beeps. Let's just see here if this monitor is getting any form of signal, though. Okay, so yeah, the code I was getting is beep, 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 beep. And yeah, that's not happy sounds at all. And that card is not firing up, so I'm going to shut off the system. Yeah. So it posted, I know, because whoa, it turned off and on again. No bueno, no bueno. Turned off and on again. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty sure the system did at least post, because what I can tell you is I was able to turn it off immediately, which doesn't really seem to happen when it can't post with this board specifically. So this card might just be dead. The contacts might need cleaning. But for now, I'm going to just put in the next card and see if we get a screen with that. Let's see here. What am I going to pull out of the bag? Oh, this card I'm hoping works. It is an ATI Radeon 9600 XT, which is a pretty cream of the crop gaming card from the time. So let's fire up the system and see what it does. Well, the card's fan spins up. That's something. All right, normal beep. I think that previous ATI Rage card is completely borked. Because, oh, whoops, I didn't plug in the VGA cable. Let's get you in there. Get you in there a little more. Let's restart the system. I think that previous card is borked because this system gave a normal post beep, which is exactly what it should do. Post it again. Let's wait for a picture. I hope something comes up. Not getting anything. I'm going to shut the system off and see what that does. Okay, system off. Let me get that VGA cable in there a bit more. All right, and let's turn the system on once more and pray that this card shows a picture. Okay, post beep. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, no, it's an 800 megahertz processor and a gig of RAM. So I was very close, but it's not 850 megahertz, it's 800. All right. Oh no, my floppy drive failed. It's not like I have one connected. All right, now F1 to continue, and let's see if it'll boot off the CD-ROM drive. Okay, yeah, it's going. Now this is a 52 times speed CD-ROM drive, so I'd sure hope it goes quick. Okay, finally. I have been recording for almost an hour and a half. I'm so fed up with trying to install this damn OS. I just hope it works. Now, I have earbuds plugged in. You're not going to be able to hear it, but I don't have speakers out here that I can easily hook up. So I'll just tell you if sound drivers are working, I guess. Out of general curiosity, I just have to wonder. Boy, it sure is loading rather slow. Or rather, the loading bar is going rather slow anyways. But the hard drive itself seems to be working away just fine. So I'm going to assume that everything's okay, and this thing is just kind of goofy. So there's absolutely no sound coming out of my earbuds right now, so the sound drivers aren't working. But as far as it goes, the GPU might already actually have drivers installed because it automatically set the resolution to 1650 or sorry, 19. No, wait. 1680 by 1050. There we go. Now, I do not particularly need sound drivers, so I'm just not going to bother. It's the GPU that I really care about. Okay, here we are. I'm going to see, just in case, if the graphics drivers are all installed, but given the fact that it is smoothly refreshing the windows, I would say that it probably already has something installed. Let's see here. Yep, Radeon 9600 family. There it is. You'll love to see it. Now, I do want to test this GPU's 3D capabilities and see if they're working. So I'm going to grab a copy of something, maybe 3D Mark 01 or whatever. So let's put the detail level on high. Turn these off. I doubt they're going to do anything for performance, but since I don't have audio, I'm just going to turn them off. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess, oh yeah, let's put this, actually no, let's keep it at 1024 by 768 32-bit. That makes the most sense, just because that's a resolution from the time. Putting it at the full resolution of this display doesn't really seem like a great idea. So let's benchmark this thing. Look at it fly. There it goes, man. It's, of course, since it's a pretty dang solid gaming card from the time, it's holding about, well, usually around 60 FPS. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's doing exactly what it should. Yeah, and so now it's doing a much more intense run, I assume, because the FPS are, they're really getting low there. Either that or it's a bit more CPU intensive. I will say this card is not really the right fit for this CPU. This would be better paired probably with a Pentium 4 or something like that. But that's not really the point of this video. The point of this video is just to see if they work at all, and, well, for certain, this one does. Okay, so this computer got 5,000, or this graphics card got 5,109 3D marks. And I can officially now say that this card is fully working. So let's get on to the next one, shall we? Oh. Oh, okay then. So actually, while this shuts down, I want to talk about this card right here that didn't work quite right. I saw two of the daughter board pins touching or getting very close to touching each other. So I actually want to test it one more time. It's in very rough condition, this card, but I want to see whether it if that did it, if that's going to make it fire up now that I took them away from each other so they're not touching anymore. Also, now that we're using a new motherboard that's not faulty, assumedly. Okay, yeah. This thing's borked. Now, it's pretty scratched up. It's got a lot of scratches, well, basically everywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of the traces is just straight up broken on this card or whatever. You know, I don't really care that much. It's not a great graphics card, and I've got 3 others that are kind of just like it. Or, sorry, 2 others, maybe. What's this one? Okay, yeah, here's this Rage 128. I've had a Rage 128 in my collection before. Still have it. Pretty good graphics card for Windows 98 gaming, so suppose I'll plunk it in the system and see what the heck it does. Alright, booting up with a Rage 128 installed. Nothing also. Well, one of those daughter board pins is touching another. They are a little bent up, so I'll get that away and see what the heck happens, because that could really be causing an issue. Alright, that's bent back into its original position, approximately. Interestingly enough, this one actually has a composite daughter board on it already. So it'd be cool if it worked. Alright, yep. It is not enjoying that. Not one bit. Now, I am not heartbroken over it because it's just a Rage 128. I've got another one of them that does work just fine. But, you know, I quite like this series of cards, so it is a little disheartening to see it borked. Regardless, next up on the list, we have 2 left. But next up we have, let's see here, which one is this one? Oh, yes, that's right. Yep. This is a Matrox card of some variety. It says Matrox right there. There, now you can see it better. And I don't know what kind of card this is. This could be a Parhelia. Probably not. I think those had fans on them. Or it could be a Millennium or whatever. Or it could just be a standard display adapter. Oh, no, it says on the side. I didn't see this before. It says it's a Millennium G400 16 megabytes. So I guess let's install it and see what the heck it does. Now, this is my first Matrox card, so I hope this one works. If not, not the end of the world. But it'd be cool to see this thing boot up and run 3D Mark if it can. You know, it might be smart to plug in the VGA signal and hit the reset button, because, you know. Now, let's see if this card shows anything. Oh, hey, look at that! The Matrox card shows life. All right, I like it. Let's continue ahead then. And meanwhile, while that happens, I'm going to work on getting drivers for this thing, because I know it's not just going to, well, it might actually work off the bat now that I think about it, because this is not a new card by XP standards, I don't think. So let's see if Windows just auto-detects and then go from there, I suppose. All right, let's see. Let's see if it's recognized and has 3D acceleration and all that. Oh, look at that! Plug and play monitor on Matrox Millennium G400. It was able to detect that, and I am able to put it up to... That's too high. That's bigger than this thing's resolution, I think. No, that's just the max this thing can do. Well, that's okay. I can deal with that, honestly. Not the end of the world. Oh, it did not like that, though. It's gonna have that on the screen the whole time. But hey, look. The high resolution thing is actually working, though the monitor's not too happy about it. It's higher than it can actually, might be higher than it can actually display it. If I wasn't thinking about this right, oh, it's on 1600 by 1200. Well, that's not quite right. Yeah, no, let's put it by 1280 by 1024, and this monitor should be a bit more happy about it. Strange though, the different resolutions I can set it to have changed. Yeah, oh well, whatever. It's not a huge problem. Whoops. What's going on? Okay, well, it's done. So let's start up 3D Mark once again and run some tests. Now this is a much older card, and it's also 16 megabyte VRAM instead of, I think this one had, let me see, I think it was 256. Yeah, 256 megabytes. So we'll see if this can even run at all. I honestly have no idea if it's going to suggest this or support this. But I'm gonna do it with the same stuff, which is just setting it to high settings. And so I suppose let's hit benchmark and see the shit show. This is going to be an interesting one, I think, because this card was, well, if I remember right, it's kind of a lower end card, even for its time. Oh boy, it's working. It is working, but you know, not well. This is low detail mode. Might I remind that the not the Rage 128, the Radeon 9600 XT got about 7 times this performance. It's just tried to load the high detail mode, and you know what we're getting instead? Well, you can see what we're getting instead, and that's a hung up system. My test of the caps light is actually failing. This system is completely hung right now. Yeah. No, it's done. It said, all right, that's enough. So I suppose I'm going to hit the reset button. There we are again. Once back in Windows once again. This 880 gig hard drive is a trooper. It's just going away. It's It's happy, it's working away. It's like the one part of the system that's actually been functional the whole time. I swear. All right, now that we're back in, I'm gonna launch 3D Mark once again. And we're just gonna do low detail mode this time to keep things simple and non-crash, or and crash-free anyways. So yeah, detail mode low. Let's hit the benchmark button and just see what it does. All right, here's the, oh, what? It's doing high detail now as well? I thought I turned that off. Huh, interesting. Well, I hope it doesn't hang up the system this time. Yeah, it did. Oh, no, there it is, there it is. Oh boy. Yikes. You see that, guys? A whole 2 FPS. Oh, we're reaching 8, 5, 10. Oh, this card's a beast. It's a monster. It can do everything. All right. This Matrox G400 got a staggering 920 3D marks. Compare that to the ATI Radeon 9600 XT. Oh boy. So I'm going to turn off the computer now. I have one last card for y'all. Now let's see here. This is the only Nvidia card of the bunch, but it is an SL MX4000 64 meg card. And I've never heard of an MX4000 Nvidia GPU. You know, I know there is such thing as an Nvidia MX series, but I've never personally heard of the MX4000 line. So I guess let's just power it on and see if it works. This time I'm going to remember to connect the VGA cable. Hey, we've got a display. Look at that. So this card at least works on a base level. And I hope Windows XP just has drivers for this card automatically. That'd be nice, because it is, you know, it's Service Pack 2, so it should have a lot of the hardware that you'd expect for the era. But we'll see. All right, there we are. Good old 640 by 480. Glad to see you again. All right. Here we are at the desktop. Let's see if it found the new card. Yeah, I know it's a bit low. I don't want to see all the new features. But it didn't find the new hardware. So I guess first I'm going to just see what it says about it in the device manager real quick. Oh, no, it's a G... No, it sees the... Oh, it's a GeForce 4. All right. Yeah, no, it sees it. So I guess in that case, I'll just turn up the resolution to... Let's try... No, not 1920, but... Oh my gosh, that can go up really high. What the heck? Let's just turn it up to 1680 by 1050, and we'll see if that works or not. Yeah, it does. Perfectly fine, too. It seems to quite like that resolution, in fact. So I suppose next, let's fire up 3D Mark 2001 once more and see if this last final card is gonna help or work. See if this last final card is gonna have 3D acceleration work. All right, and just like last time, I'm gonna put the high detail mode on, or like the 9600 XT, and we'll see if it can handle that. This is a 64 meg card, so it's going to be an in-between of the G400 and the 9600 XT. Look at that. On low detail, it's hitting about 50 FPS, 60, 74, which is a little strange if you ask me, because that's about how much the the G4, the 9600 XT hit. That's kind of interesting to me, because that seems a little odd for something that has 4 times less VRAM. But, you know, honestly, this might not be a very VRAM intensive thing. It might rely solely on the GPU core after a certain amount of RAM is added to the card. But we'll see what it does on high detail mode. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely worse now. Uh, the uh, the 9600 XT definitely did better here in this high detail mode. All right, this GPU has scored right in the middle, 2,839 3D marks. Definitely not as good as the 9600 XT. That was definitely the cream of the crop out of these five. And unfortunately, only 3 of them worked, leaving the Rage Pro and Rage 128 completely non-functional, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not a huge issue. They're not particularly special cards. One of them I already have. You know, nothing to write home about. But hey, look at that. I mean, 3 of them worked. I mean, shoot, they've been kicking around that bin in that store for who knows how long, and people have been touching them and rooting through it or whatever. And you know, that's why they're so cheap, because nobody wants them. $295. I don't call tech useless a lot, but these cards are practically useless unless you're trying to get into vintage gaming. And they're so dime a dozen that they're all over the place. But the unfortunate part is that a lot of people like to jack up the prices because, you know, attachment or whatever. It's like, oh, this was worth so much back in 2004. Well, it's not worth a lot now, is it? But they're just so common. I mean, graphics cards back then weren't like they were today. They were a lot cheaper. And, you know, they were easier, essentially. So they're all around. It's just you got to know where to look for them. And yeah, that's why RePC is selling them for $295, because nobody wants them, and truly they are not worth a lot these days. They're probably worth more in metal than they are performance. Anyways, I'm not here to sponsor RePC. I probably should have said that first thing. I'm not sponsoring them, but I was recommended the little place, and it's really an awesome place to stop by. So, you know, if you're in the Seattle area and love tinkering with hardware like I do and just having a good time, I would highly recommend stopping there. You know, I got a good few practical things out of it as well, like over there. You can't see it, but I've been trying to set up that switch for a few days, and I had to get a serial cable because I did not have one, so I could get into the terminal of that thing. But yeah. So anyways, it's a great place. And yeah, just take a stop by if you're ever in the Seattle area and you like what I like. And once again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do really enjoy my visit there. Yeah. So anyways, thank you for stopping by my garage once again. I had a great time. I hope if you're an older viewer who just happened across my video, you enjoyed having maybe a little bit of nostalgia for what PC gaming was once like. And if you're young like me, still in high school or whatever, I hope you had fun seeing a glimpse into the past of PC gaming and seeing what that was kind of like, what the hardware looked like, how it performed, and all that. But yeah, with that, I'm going to leave off here. I have recorded for 2.5 hours due to this stupid Windows install that just refused to work for so long. But yeah, anyways, I will see you in the next video. I have another Sun video that is coming out soon. It's kind of a mess. I won't lie. But it is a good video regardless. I think it'll turn out good. And I will see you in that one. So, without further ado, I will see you all soon. I hope you all have a good day, and thanks for stopping by my garage once again.